Today, guys, I'm going to be showing you the new best controller settings that you need to be using right now after the Season 2 Reloaded update. Now, if you're having any trouble not winning gunfights, you're not being accurate, or if you're just trying to get better overall, these are going to be the settings you need to copy down. So if you guys are new and find this video help you out in any way, make sure that like button, subscribe to the channel with notifications on, and let's get into it. Now, I do want to mention before we get into our settings here, no matter what you're playing on, if it's on PC, Xbox, PlayStation 5, PS4, the older Xbox, if you are playing Black Ops 6 and using a controller, these are going to be the best settings that you can copy down, and I promise you guys, these settings are going to make you better here. Now, for my settings, we are going to start with my button and stick layout here, which I have these on default. Now, the only reason why I have these default is because the controller that I use here, I do use the PlayStation Edge controller. Super good controller. I love it a lot. The good thing about it is you can change the trigger levels on them. So for trigger stops, you have these pads right here. This one allows me to jump. This one allows me to slide and dive. Overall, really good controller. I do love it a lot, but I keep these on default just because I do have the paddles on the back, so I can jump and slide with my paddles. Now, for horizontal and vertical stick sensitivity, this is probably the first most important thing. You need to find a sensitivity that you are going to find, you're going to love, and you never want to change it. You never want to just be jumping back and forth to different settings. I mean, you know, changing it up like 0.5, that's cool, but you don't want to be going like crazy numbers, like going from like 1.90 down to 1.65, going down the other way, 1.25 to 1.65. You need to find the best settings for your sensitivity and keep it there. I'm gonna tell you, I like to play on 1.65. I see a lot of people play on that 1.6 around that area. It's really good. I think it's the best one, so have to give it a try and then what you guys think. If you need help with any challenge in Black Ops 6, make sure to check out Damn Mods. They can help you with any challenge in the game, from game challenges, maxing weapons out, to even unlocking mastery camos. They are trusted by thousands of customers, and you can save up to $100 using code Paradox at checkout. Link will be in the description. Now, for my controller vibration, I have this off. I talk about this all the time in my settings videos. There is small things in this game that you can change, you can turn on or turn off, and they're going to make you a better player, or they're going to make you a worse player. These are one of those things. Controller vibration, everything in this game causes a vibration. Doors opening, doors bashing, gun shooting, explosions. Everything in this game causes a vibration. If you're in a gunfight, your controller starts spazzing, it's going to make you miss some shots. We don't want that to happen, so we're going to turn our vibration off. Now we're going down to our Deadzone inputs here, and you go ahead and copy these down. My left stick minimum and maximum is going to be 1 and 60. This is going to help with my movement. My movement is going to register much quicker, and it's more sensitive. These are what dead zones are supposed to do. You're making your controller more sensitive, more responsive, and that does help you be a better player. Now, for my right stick minimum and maximum, I have it at 2, which I don't want to put it at 1 because I don't want my aim to be a little bit drifty. I don't want it to move by itself, but I want to, as soon as I start putting pressure on it, to move very easily. So I want it to trigger really quick. And then we're going to keep our right stick maximum at 99. You do not want to change that. If people are telling you to change that, don't do that, trust me. And then we have our L2 and R2 button dead zones, and we're going to have that as 0, 0. Now, I'm sure most of you guys do shoot and aim with the bottom triggers here. Now, what this is going to do is make your triggers a lot more sensitive. So if a gust of air hits it, a fly lands on it or something, literally, it would aim and shoot for you. That's how sensitive we're going to have our controller. It's not too sensitive where it's going to be moving by itself and everything, but as soon as you start putting a little bit of pressure, your controller is going to start doing what you want it to do. So this is going to be very important, and again, we want our controller healthy, want it sensitive, and that's going to make us a better player. Now, we're going to go over here to our aiming settings here next, and we're only going to change one thing. You can change this as well. That's going to be our ADS sensitivity multiplier. Now, we're going to put this at 0.70, and we're going to put our multiplier while focused on 70 as well. Now, what this is going to do, the best way that I can tell you, and it's going to be really easy, when you aim down sights, your sensitivity while aimed down sights is going to be a lot slower. So this can allow you to snap onto targets much easier. It does help with that target aim assist, I feel like. And also, if you track your targets a lot, you're using a sniper, a marksman rifle, or if you're just tracking your targets, just following them while they're running or walking, this does help out as well with that lower sensitivity. You're just going to keep up with them, and you don't want it too fast. I don't like 1.00 just because if we're in gunfights, people are using the Omni movement, running around, diving around. It is kind of hard to keep up with people, so That's why I like to keep it at 0.70. Now, jumping into our advanced settings here, we are going to our ADS sensitivity transition timing here first, and we're going to put this on instant. This is a must-have setting you need to have on. Now, by default, it does come gradual, so what this does is while you're aiming down sights, it will start at default 1.00, and it will slowly, gradually go to 0.70 if you change your ADS sensitivity multiplier. Now, what instant does, as soon as you press L2, your ADS sensitivity changes to 0.70 instantly. So this is going to help out a lot in your gunfights and everything. So make sure to change that to instant. Aim response curve type. People will tell you different, but I'm telling you right now, use linear. If you've seen the gameplays, you know how good my aim is and everything. Put this on linear. Linear is the best aim response curve type. I am telling you right now. And then we're going to press square and go to our slope scale, and we're going to drop this down to 0.80. So this is also going to help out a lot with your aim response curve. So this is going to help just with your aim and everything. I'm telling you, your aim is going to be absolutely perfect with these settings. And then we have our target aim assist. If you're on controller, have this on. If you have it off, I do not know how you're playing this game without aim assist. And the Omni movement, everything, I mean, it can be crazy sometimes. So make sure you have your aim assist on. I mean, that will make you a better player just by default. If you don't have it on, that might be one of the biggest reasons why you're missing your shots. You can't hit gunfights. You're not winning gunfights. Make sure you have your target aim assist on. Now, we're going to our movement settings here next, and we have our sprint assist. We're going to have on sprint, tactical sprint assist. We're going to have sideways and backwards on, and our delay is going to be 0. Now, I do have corner slicing on. This is a big help. I like to call these free cheesy kills. Now, if you're corner slicing and like you're leaned over around a corner, if someone's running at you and they see you, like they can see you behind something, it does not, on their screen, it does not look like you're leaning over. On your screen, you're leaning over and you can see much more than around the corner than they can see you. So you can get some easy free kills. I do love this mechanic a lot, so make sure to have this on. You can get a ton of free kills. And then for my slide and dive behavior, I like to use Omni movement a lot. So I like to use the tap to dive. So if I'm like, I could just easily tap one of my paddles or press circle and I'm diving. I mean, I'm a land dolphin. I'm sure you've seen the gameplays. I'm always diving and everything. So this does help out a lot. And we're going to go to our movement advanced settings here. And the only thing that we're going to change is going to be our tactical sprint activation, which I have it on single tap run now. Now, the only reason why I have this on is just because I use that brand new perk for perk 3, Slipstream. That is my main go-to perk 3. That'll never come off my builds. Having this on does make it a lot easier for me to start running around instead of just having to try tactical sprinting. So I don't tactical sprint. All I do is I run in the game. My base run is a little bit faster with the Slipstream anyways, so this is going to be really helpful if you only use the Slipstream perk, but if you don't use double time and everything, you do want that on single tap sprint. So it's really up to you. If you use Slipstream all the time like myself and others, put it on tap to run. If you don't and use tactical sprint, go ahead and throw on single tap sprint. Now for my graphic settings here, we're going to make this game look super good, and we're going to start with our gamma and brightness, which I have mine at 50. I do not change this whatsoever, so go ahead and keep that at 50. Now for my echo mode preset, I have this off. I do not do anything with that. Now for my quality settings, this is where we're going to make the game look nice and clean and crisp and just perfect. We're going to have the world motion blur, weapon motion blur, and depth of field, all these off. We do not want our game looking blurry whatsoever. Depth of field also, when you aim down sights, it does put a little bit of blur to it, so we do not want that as well. No blurriness whatsoever now in our settings, having these 3 things off. Now for my fidelity cast, this is where we're going to make our game look nice, sharp, and perfect and clean. We're going to have fidelity cast on, if you can turn it on, and we're going to put our fidelity cast strength to 70. Do not go any higher than 70. If you go past the number 70, the game looks too grainy, it looks too nasty. We do not want that. Having it at 70 makes it super sharp, very clean. You can see everything with the sharpness that we added. Now for my on-demand texture streaming, we have this on optimized. What this is going to do, it's going to download high quality textures. So if you have good storage and good internet speeds, not even good internet speeds, if you have okay internet speeds, this is going to help out a lot with your quality of your game. So we're going to have it on optimize, the cache size on the largest, and we're going to have our download limits off. We want the game to always be downloading the quality textures so our game looks nice and crisp. So make sure to have these settings down. Now for my view settings here, we have our field of view, which I have mine at 115. The human eye is not going to tell the difference between 120 and 115. I'm telling you that right now. A lot of the times as well, if you max out your FOV at 120, you could cause some delays. So we don't want to risk that whatsoever. So we're going to go ahead and put this at 115. I'm telling you, if you went from 120 to 115, it's going to look the exact same. So just keep it at 115. Now for my ADS field of view, I have it at affected. What this is going to do is when I aim down sights with my weapons, the camera doesn't zoom in. If you use independent, what happens is when you aim down sights with your weapon, it zooms into the iron sights. So we do not want that, having it on affected. So if any guns have visual recoil, a lot of muzzle flash, a lot of recoil or anything like that, the weapon definitely does not look as bad compared if it was on independent or anything. So again, if a weapon has recoil, visual recoil, or muzzle flash or anything, the weapon doesn't look as bad with affected. Also, same with wide. We're going to make the weapon look smaller and everything. So again, the visual recoil, the muzzle flash, all that, it's not going to look as bad with affected and wide on. Now for my first person camera movement, we're going to put this on 50. Now you could put it on third person as well. Now all this is going to do, it's going to reduce the camera shaking going on. You're moving around really quick, you're spinning around and everything, you have to turn around real quick to shoot someone or something like that. You do not want your camera shaking like crazy. So we're going to put this at least at 50%, and that is going to help out a lot with the camera shaking everything. So make sure to go ahead and copy that down. Now for my audio settings, there's really nothing too much I want to talk about. I will say the only audio that you need to have on is your dialogue and effects volume. That's all you really need to have on. I'll be completely honest. All you need to hear is the operators talking, the guns shooting, and explosions. That's all you really need to hear in this game. So make sure to have these settings on. I mean, audio, it's all a preference really when it comes to audio. That's really all it is. But I will say, if you're using a headset, I use the Astro A40s. If you're using earbuds, if you're using any headset, it does not matter. Make sure you have on headphone bass boost. This is going to make the game a lot more louder. So if someone's walking near you, running near you, you are going to hear that more clearly and where they are exactly, above you, underneath you, behind you, beside you. I mean, you definitely tell with that headphone bass boost, so that does help out a lot. And then for my final thing, I want to talk about our hit marker preset. A lot of people ask me about my hit markers. Put this on classic so you get that old school Black Ops 4 hit markers. So that one, we all agree that Black Ops 4 hit markers were pretty clean. The sound and everything, it was perfect. So put that on classic if you want the old school Black Ops 4 hit markers. And then we're going into our interface settings, and all we're going to do is go to our gameplay hub. That's all we need to go to. Now, for my safe area, we have this all the way down as small as possible. We want this box to be as small as possible. We want all the action to be as close to the middle of the screen, so you're not have to look over with your head to see the mini map, your ammo count, or anything. You just have to move your eyes. That's all you want to do. Move your eyes, see the mini map, see the ammo count in your weapon or anything, see some score streaks or whatnot. All you want to do is move your eyes. You don't need to move your head when playing COD. So make sure this is as small as possible, and that is going to help out a lot. Now for my mini-map shape, we're going to have this on square. You see more of a square than you do a circle. So you want your mini-map to be a square. So we're going to throw this on. You're going to see more going on the map. So if you use a harp, a UAV, you can see spawns. You can see where people are spawning. So it does make it a lot easier to read the map and just learning the map as well. So make sure to have this on square. Now for my mini-map rotation, we're going to have this on. The compass type, we're going to have it on horizontal. We do not want it above the mini-map. So if a jammer goes on, a counter UAV, you're still able to see where people are. I mean, you'll see if they're like more left of you, northeast, northwest. All you really need to know is just follow that red dot so you know where people are going to be. Now for my player names, we're going to have this on full name. Now a lot of the times, if it's a smoke screen, you can see through walls sometimes or through doors. There's a lot of free cheesy kills that you can get as well with just seeing names pop up. It's pretty bad. I don't know what it is, but sometimes you can just look through smokes, look through some walls and everything. You can see people's names pop up randomly. So this does help out a lot with some free kills. So make sure to have this on full name. Now, for our last thing, which this is going to make you a better player, a lot of people, no matter what shooting game they're playing, a lot of people have trouble with centering. Now, the best way that I can teach you how to be better at centering is we're going to have our crosshairs on. the crosshair dot is going to show us the middle of the screen. Wherever that dot is in the middle of the screen is the center of the screen. That's the middle of the screen. So this is going to help out a lot with your centering. The center dot scale, we're going to have it on largest so we can see that dot. The crosshair spread, you can have this off, you can have it on. It's really on how you want to play that. The opacity of the crosshair, you want to be able to see that, so we're going to keep this on 100. And then for my crosshair colors, we're going to have this on white, so it's going to be really easy to see. Most of the maps, you're going to be able to see it, but a lot of the times also, a lot of people change it to the color teal or the siren colors, so you can see a lot more clear as well. But in my opinion, these are the best controller settings right now after the Season 2 Reloaded update, so I want you to go ahead and copy them down. Let me know something that you changed, a few things that you changed. Did they make you a better player? What was your highest kill game after you used them? And just let me know how crazy you guys go. But if you don't know if you can trust my builds or my settings, I do want to show you my stats as of right now after the Season 2 Reloaded update. We're almost at 95,000 kills in this game. We have a 4.64 KD still. We have a highest gun streak of 107. My highest kill game so far in this game is 198. I'm sure you've seen my gameplay, you've seen my aim, you see what I can do. You can trust my builds, you can trust my settings, I do promise. But again, let me know something that you change. Let me know if you got better at the game. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.